Hola chicas, ¿cómo está? This is Maria Airam and welcome to my channel. For today's episode, I will be sharing with you some tips on how to forgive ourselves from our mistakes. So, if you want to find out how, please stick around. Making peace and moving forward is often easier said than done. Being able to forgive yourself requires empathy, compassion, kindness, and understanding. It also requires you to accept that forgiveness is a choice. Whether you're trying to work through a minor mistakes or one that impacts all areas of your life, the step you need to take in order to forgive yourself will look and feel the same. All of us make mistakes at times. As humans, we are imperfect. The trick is to learn and move on from our mistakes, as painful and uncomfortable as it feels. There are things in life that are worth enduring the pain. For in order to move forward, and forgiving yourself is one of them. Here are some tips you can try next time you want to forgive yourself. Focus on your emotions. One of the first steps in learning how to forgive yourself is to focus on your emotions. Before you can move forward, you need to acknowledge and process your emotions. Give yourself permission to recognize and accept the feelings that have been triggered in you and welcome them. Acknowledge the mistake out loud. If you make a mistake and continue to struggle with letting it go, acknowledge out loud what you learned from the mistake. When you give a voice to the thoughts in your head, and the emotion in your heart, you may free yourself from some of the burdens. You also imprint in your mind what you learned from your actions and consequences. Think of each mistake as a learning experience. To think of each mistake as a learning experience that hold the key to moving forward faster and more consistently in the future. Reminding ourselves that we did the best we could with the tools and knowledge we had at the time will help us to forgive ourselves and move forward. Have a conversation with your inner critic. Journaling can help you understand your inner critic and develop self-compassion. One thing you can do is write out a conversation between you and your inner critic. This can help you identify thought patterns that are sabotaging your ability to forgive yourself. You can also use journaling time to make a list of the qualities you like to yourself, including your strengths and skills. This can help boost your self-confidence when you're feeling down about a mistake you made. Notice when you are being self-critical. We are our own worst critics, right? That's why one important action tip is to notice when that harsh voice comes in and then write it down. You might be surprised by what your inner critic actually says to you. Out the negative messages of your inner critic. Sometimes, it can be difficult to recognize the thoughts that are getting in the way of forgiveness. If you're struggling to sort out your inner critic, I suggest this exercise. On one side of a piece of paper, write down what your inner critic says, which tends to be critical and irrational. And then, on the other side of the paper, write a self-compassionate and rational response for each thing you wrote on the other side of the paper. Get clear about what you want. If the mistake you made hurt other person, you need to determine the best course of action. Do you want to talk this person and apologize? Is it important to reconcile with them and make amends? If you're on the fence about what to do, you might want to consider making amends. This goes beyond saying sorry to a person you've hurt. Instead, try to fix this mistake you made. One study found that forgiving ourselves for hurting another is easier if we first make amends. Take your own advice. Oftentimes, it's easier to tell someone else what to do than to take our own advice. Licensed marriage and family therapist Heidi McBain says to ask ourselves what you want to tell to your best friend if they were sharing this mistake they made with you, and then take your own advice. If you're having difficult times working through this in your head, it can help to role play with your friends. Ask them to take on your mistake. They will tell you what happened and how they are struggling to forgive themselves. You get to be the advice giver and practice telling your friends how to move on. Quit playing tape. It's human nature to spend time and energy replaying our mistakes. While some processing is important, going over what happened again and again won't allow you to take the proper step to forgive yourself. When you catch yourself playing the "I'm horrible person" tape, stop yourself and focus on one positive action step. For example, instead of replaying the tape, take 3 deep breaths or go for a walk. Interrupting the thought pattern can help you move away from the negative experience and reduce stress and anxiety. Show kindness and compassion. If your first response to a negative situation is to criticize yourself, it's time to show yourself some kindness and compassion. The only way to begin the journey to forgiveness is to be kind and compassionate with yourself. This takes time, patience, and a reminder to yourself that you're worthy of forgiveness. And lastly, seek professional help. If you're struggling to forgive yourself, you may benefit from talking to a professional. McBain recommends talking to a counselor who can help you learn how to break these unhealthy patterns in your life and learn new and healthier ways of coping with mistakes. Forgiveness is important to the healing process since it allows you to let go of the anger, guilt, shame, sadness, or any other feelings you may be experiencing and move on. Once you identify what you're feeling, give a voice to it and accept that mistakes are inevitable. You will begin to see how freeing forgiveness can be. Hi Marians! Thank you for watching this video. And if you like our episode today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share and comment some topic suggestion, and lastly, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell for more updates and episodes. Mwah!